Problem number 10, some graphing review. A linear function from algebra is a function that fits this pattern, y equals mx plus b. And you might remember m stands for the slope, the rise over the run, and b stands for the y-intercept. You can use that information to draw fairly quick pictures of these functions. So take a look at letter A, y equals 2x minus 4. That minus 4 at the end is the y-intercept. That's the spot where the graph crosses the y-axis. It's easy to see that if you plug in 0 for x, you're going to get negative 4. And then the 2, that m number, is the slope. It's always good to think of it as a fraction, so I'll put a 1 under there. This tells me the rise over run information. In other words, from a point on the graph, from that negative 4 spot, if I go up 2 and right 1, I'll get to another point on the graph. Up 2, right 1, I can do it again and again and as many times as I want to. The directions say try to be as accurate as we can, so I'll go up as high as I can here. Also, I could go down 2 and left 1, and that would get me to another point. You can check any of these points by plugging the x value in and making sure that the y value comes out the way you think it should. For example, when x is 4, let's see, 2 times 4 minus 4, that's 8 minus 4, would be 4. Is that the y value? Yep, 4 comma 4. So we did it correctly. All that's left for me to do is connect the dots, and I've got the graph of my linear function. Let's apply the same principles here in letter B. The y-intercept this time is 5, positive 5. The slope is negative 2/3. Now you can either think of the negative as belonging to the top or the bottom. If I include it as part of the top, it would mean go down 2 and then right 3. And again, I can keep doing that. Down 2, right 3. Or I could have applied it to the bottom and gone up 2 and left 3. And that would have taken me to this point. You can see no matter which way I go, I end up with a bunch of dots that form a straight line. This is a linear function. Connect the dots and we've got it. And so there is our graph. And then let's review graphing circles here in number 11. So again from algebra, the equation of a circle with a center at 0, 0 is given by this format: x squared plus y squared equals r squared. R stands for the radius of the circle. So part A, here's an equation that fits that pattern. X squared plus y squared equals 9. The 9 at the end is the radius squared, which means to get the radius, just square root each side, and so the radius is equal to 3. How do I draw this circle? Well, the center of the circle is at 0, 0. That's not actually on the circle, it's right in the middle. The radius is 3. The easiest way to draw it is just count out 3 in all of the simple directions. Up and down, left and right, count out 3 spaces, and then do the best you can to form that into a nice circle. There would be the graph of that circle. What about letter B? Well, now the r squared is 30, which means the radius is the square root of 30. Now that's not a nice number. I'd have to go to the calculator and approximate that number. So according to the calculator, square root of 30 is around 5.5, 5.5. And so I won't be perfect here, but going out from 0, 0, I'll count around 5.5 spaces in each direction, left, right, up, and down. And then again, connect the dots, and we've got ourselves a circle. And so here would be the graph of that second circle.